Hey everyone. So welcome back to What the Fuck is Wake the Talk Up. This is the fourth way to make communication your greatest asset. Embrace that everything is contagious. In communication, everything is contagious. We started talking about this concept that everything is contagious because we were exploring the ripple effect, this concept that we can have a tiny change within ourselves and notice how it ripples out and has a huge impact externally. If I am slowing down in my speech and taking a pause to assess what's going on around me, I might notice that other people also have a slower way of moving and are more curious about their external experience and are less reactive. We might notice that if we're saying things like, I don't know, let me think about that, that others start to mirror that back in a certain way. And we might notice that if we're able to give other people the benefit of the doubt and not assume that they're an asshole, a jerk, or a bad guy, that other people start to give us the benefit of the doubt a little bit. So the ripple effect is important because we can really only control our own behavior. And we can trust at the same time that if we control our behavior in a way that feels good for us, that it might actually start to be mirrored outside of us and is contagious.
Conversely, with a ripple effect or everything is contagious, we can look at, for example, the Nazis and how there was this multiple level attitude of I don't have power to change this horrendous situation, and just separating from the responsibility of what was happening. Or you could look at like an abusive parent, or a parent that just has really rough language and a lot of gaslighting for their kids are going to learn that way of relating as adults and to each other. And that negative, that quote unquote negative or difficult ways of communicating, the ways of struggle are just as contagious. And so it's a choice always, like, what do we want to spread?
Yeah. And it will spread, like assuming that it will spread. And it's not just about our own words and our own choices. It's about how it is affecting and seeping into other people and reverberating back to us.
And we can know that, and that's the important part, is that not knowing that it's not only on a global or huge scale or a family vibe over 50 years, but it also can be within the room in that hour, that whatever I put out there is more likely to be given back to me. So if I want to be met with vulnerability and empathy, the stronger choice is to lead with vulnerability and empathy. The more intelligent or like
powerful
strategic choice. Powerful choice.
I love that you dropped extreme examples like the Nazis, and because it makes me think about like workplace culture, where mindset, beliefs, that shared values, norms, even like what time people decide to have lunch, all of that becomes embodied almost like in a super consciousness or something among a group of people. And it becomes really normal. We might not even notice that we're relinquishing a little bit of our agency and our choice, because there's probably some tribal, I'm guessing, right, thing where we're mimicking other people's behavior. Do you have any perspective on that, Allison, with your background in neural patterning?
I mean, I guess you're probably referring to the concept of mirror neurons, where if we, when we see someone smile or grimace or frown, there's receptor response in those muscles, so that we have like a micro activity in those same musculature, so that it releases essentially hormonal signals in our body that go to our brain and then inform our limbic system what emotion is happening outside of us, so that we can understand it, so that we can be safe. So it's all about safety. And that when we're greeted with posture of anger and aggression, we're more likely to experience that anger and frustration.
So it's hardwired into our biology. This isn't like something we can say, well, I'm going to override that everything is contagious and the ripple effect.
And talking about organizational stuff, it's easy to see this on a personal level when we're just having connection with one person or a couple people. But we can also see this in teams and organizations and in corporate cultures at large, or work cultures. I used to be a professional cook in a high-end place in Portland, Maine, a wonderful restaurant. And after, and it was a very stressful job and also really enjoyable. And I loved it. I loved the people. And I think probably after that job, I read Anthony Bourdain's book, Kitchen Confidential. And I talked to a lot of other people about working in kitchens. And I realized over the years, and I knew a little at the time, but I realized over the years, like what a unique experience I had, because the chef owner of our restaurant was a gentleman and a scholar in the true sense of the word. He was gentle, he was refined, he was passionate, he was academic, he was a musician. He used to play bass with Huey Lewis and the News. And he was very cultivating of experimentation and kindness stuff. And he also expected results. And the nature of the restaurant industry expects results. Like you have people literally breathing down your neck, and this is an open kitchen. So people are like watching you like, why are you not making my oysters faster, chucking them faster? So there was both. And I know a lot of people have kitchen experiences where their chef is like literally beating them or berating them or yelling at them. And like, I never saw that.
Yeah.
And so there was this real sense of like love and camaraderie in this place.
Yeah.
And support.
This is reminding me of, there's an expression, shit flows downhill. I don't know if that's an actual expression that people say, not just in, okay. No, that was just within my social system or in my own imagination. So shit flows downhill. And so what flows uphill, like all of the other stuff you're talking about, curiosity, kindness, care.
I love that like love is anti-gravitational.
Yeah.
It defies the logic of the universe. On that note, maybe we've tied up enough about how
everything is contagious. And so look, we've gone through an exploration of this concept of everything is contagious and how it relates to communication, little sprinkles of that here and there. Download our free resource, 8 Ways to Make Communication Your Greatest Asset, for more on how you can actually incorporate this concept into your life so that you can have more clear, impactful, and connected communication. And when you download that video, by the way, you get all sorts of other incredible resources to help bring the learnings of that video into your life. And we're here every week with more of these little snippets from our dynamic learning platform, Wake the Talk Up.